love this shed. I built this shed with my own two hands, and that was a difficult and incredibly rewarding process. And it's something I've always dreamed of doing, of having my own therapy space. And having to build it myself, I think, was part of the hidden curriculum. I've done some amazing work in this shed. I've had some beautiful clients who have been very gracious with their trust in me. We've done some great work, and I'll keep working with those clients, but just not in this space because we're moving on. And the shed is a fixture of the house. And so will be passed on to new owners. But it's a dream I've always had, was to have my own therapy shed. And I thought I should introduce the shed before I closed the book on this chapter. Welcome to my shed. So this is my therapy chair. That is my client's therapy chair. Every session I've delivered for the last 4.5 years in person has been delivered from this chair to that chair. I bought these chairs about 6 years ago with the singular intention of delivering therapy from them. They've never been used for anything else, and they never will be. These are the therapy chairs. But what is strange is that even when, like, my partner comes in or a friend drops past the shed and just sort of comes in for a chat, when they sit in the chair, there's a different level of discourse that we engage in because they are in the therapy chair. So every online session I've delivered for the last 4.5 years has been in this chair talking to a screen there. And I was really skeptical of online therapy. Pre-COVID, I was pretty disparaging about it, to be honest. However, COVID hit and we were all forced online, and I started doing therapy online reluctantly. And very, very quickly I found it to be very effective for lots of people. And so, you know, I'm still a purist at the end of the day. I think if you can be in person and sit in the chair face to face, that's when the best therapy occurs. But yes, without question, I've done some really effective work online. I've had clients I've never met in person now all over the country. And we have really strong rapport and we do really good work. Now, I wouldn't have thought that was possible pre-COVID. So I do have to admit that I was wrong there. But yeah, given the choice, I want to eyeball you. Let's sit face to face. There's stuff that happens in the room that can never be communicated online. But online's still a really great way to do therapy if that's your preference or if that's the only means you've got at your disposal. So I want to talk you through these things on the wall, right? This here, this one, is where it all started. That is my bachelor's degree of counselling. Cost me, I think, $40,000 at the time. Took about 3.5 years and changed my life in ways that were so profound, I cannot even begin to articulate them. Particularly when, as a tradesman, as a gardener, and a landscaper and a touring musician, I was wondering what to do with the rest of my life. And going to university wasn't something that came to mind, given my experience of high school. But that's where it all began. This was the next one. That's a graduate certificate in family violence and men's use of family violence, and that really helped refine my expertise in that family violence space. So next, there was this, that one, which is my graduate diploma in psychology from Monash University. That was, I think that was like $44,000 and took about 18 months. And that was one of those accelerated courses. It was fucking brutal. There was so much content in such a short space of time. But it was really helpful as a psychotherapist to get a better understanding of the way a psychologist sees the world. And because there's a lot about the scientific analysis of the human experience that I find helpful, and psychology is great for that. However, there is an absence of, just philosophical curiosity, which psychotherapy has more than covered, right? I think this one here is probably my most profound. That is the Outstanding Achievement Award. Every year, when a group of graduates graduate, the lecturers and professors and deans get together and they choose a student that they think was the most outstanding for that cohort that went through that degree. And when I did my counselling degree, I was chosen as that person. And that blew my fucking mind. because high school was not fun for me. From a numeracy literacy standpoint, comprehension was fine. I understood exactly what was going on. I just really struggled to read out loud, and I really struggled to engage with the written word. I could always write. My downfall was reading. And so to go to uni and to realise that I'm a really fucking good nerd, and to have that acknowledged by the entire faculty with this sort of award for the most outstanding student of the year, well, not of the year, of that sort of graduating cohort, it's fucking profound. Don't ever underestimate yourself, people. I'll do the maths, hang on. All right, you got that? So it's 42 months for that degree, plus 12 months for that one, plus 18 months for that one, plus I think it was about 4 for the little one there. 76 months of academic nerding that I engaged in. Let's divide that by 12, give you a better idea. So that's just over 6 years of nerding around in order to become what I feel is now a competent therapist. Let's see what the price tag was, right? So it's almost 6.5 years spent at university. 40 plus 10 plus 44 equals $94,000 that cost me in university fees. So yeah, it's an investment, and really all of that is symbolised in this shed, right? This was the point that I arrived at. It's been an incredible journey as a therapist. I've done my time, I've done my hours, both at uni and therapeutically in the clinical setting. And it all culminates in this shed. So it is with a heavy heart that I say goodbye to the shed. But I did want to introduce the shed to the internet before I signed off on it. Thanks, team.